I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Brought to you by PayUp. Food, balls, and bad decisions.
Good-hearted, just let us love, let us do what we want to do. We're just gaying, bro.
Booze, balls, bad decisions.
What's up?
Just gaying, bro. Just gaying.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hey, can we for just 1 second, can we talk about the fact that I didn't leave that on loop again?
Good job.
I'm 2 for 2.
That was great.
By the way, welcome back. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a month. I took a couple of weeks off trying to be elite with Stu, and man, it feels good to be back with you guys.
Well, it's good to have you back, Chatty.
It's a hard life. It's a hard life doing elite white folk middle-aged things.
Says the guy that just got back from vacation. So if you're just now tuning in, this is Booze, Balls, and Bad Decisions, and we're brought to you by PayUp. Tony, you want to tell us what PayUp is?
PayUp is currently nothing. We're caught in some legal mumbo jumbo legalities around
small problems.
Legalities around peer-to-peer betting in some states. But whenever we clear those legal hurdles, PayUp will be the world's first peer-to-peer betting app. You got friends or deadbeats that never like to pay up on their bets.
Bruce.
We solve that. Bruce, Stu, those guys. PayUp solves that for you just as soon as we clear legal.
A few legal hurdles, no biggie.
Nah, no big deal. So one thing that's been missing lately, we talk about booze, balls, and bad decisions. One thing that we've never talked about is the booze part of that. So Tonight I wanted to see and go forward maybe. And what are you guys drinking tonight? AJ, we'll let you start. What are you drinking tonight?
So it's my trusty standby tequila, soda, lime, man.
Okay.
That's how I roll.
Benny, what do you have tonight?
I actually stole this cup from a friend of mine. It says Ravi, Oklahoma at the 10 Pistols Ranch.
Okay.
But inside that cup, we have two Yingling Flights, and then I'll be adding to those as the show goes on.
Dude,
a man of
good.
culture.
So good. So people out there may or may not know this, but I don't drink a whole lot. I quit drinking a couple years ago, and not because of any reason other than it just kind of quit tasting good. So the other day I sent this to you, and so far I haven't found them in Oklahoma, but if you can see that, it's pre-mixed Jack Daniels and Coke Zero, and by God, it's the best thing I've ever tasted in my life. So that's what I have tonight. It's fantastic.
Excellent.
So
we can't get that in Oklahoma. Where do we get that?
Well, I don't know. I haven't found it in Oklahoma yet.
Really?
I haven't found it in Oklahoma yet. I've been looking everywhere. So
it's a shame we don't know a guy that's in the alcohol distribution industry. He could probably find out.
Unfortunately, I'm in the beer distribution, and this is a ready-to-drink cocktail.
Yeah.
So
it's a shame you don't have any connections that could figure that out.
I'll be working on that. It's my goal is to figure out where we can get this readily available at all times. So tonight's show,
I would try it.
It's fantastic, man. Tonight's show, we got a couple of things. We're going to go through the AFC division by division, give our breakdowns, give our reviews, who we think is going to win, who we think is going to lose, who's going to suck, all that stuff. But do we want to do Bruce payoff on the last place bet? Is that what we want to do first?
Bruce paid up. I get two things I got to get off my chest real quick.
Okay.
First of all, you can see on the big board, Donnie Baker, man, R.I.P. Donnie Baker has been a comedic staple in our friendship group for numerous years. We ran with the meme of AJ not knowing who he was for like 2 years. One of us would post something and AJ would immediately say, "Who is this guy?
Who's that guy?"
And inevitably somebody's like, "Dude, you know who he is." And
you want to talk about immediate gaslighting in the group. When I would claim ignorance on who is Donnie Baker, God, I loved it.
Yeah. And the second thing, I'm wearing a hat today that is very elite, and you can only get those types of hats at a place called Augusta National. So for those of you that don't know, the Masters does a lottery for tickets. So for the past 14 years, I've applied for this lottery and have been denied. I got my denial letter on Friday, actually, telling me that once again, I didn't get tickets to the Masters.
Damn the
And I mean, if you ever just wanted to kick a fat kid at Kmart, I mean, that is why and where you would do it. I mean, it just boils my blood every year that I get that rejection letter. I mean, just boils my beef. I mean, I got to get those two things off my chest. R.I.P. Donnie Baker and Augusta National. I'm coming for you. One day I will be there. I'm coming for you.
Trying to keep the white man down, Benny.
It's unreal, man. And I Bob's been drawn out twice in the last 10 years. I mean, and I know guys that have been doing it for 20-something years that hadn't gotten it. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. That they claim that's what it is. They claim it's 100% random. I don't know if I believe that, but it's the system that we have, so we got to go with it.
Okay. So do we want to? Okay, we got the video. We got 2 highlights of Bruce's last place punishment, and I don't know, AJ, you can probably summarize this better than I can.
Yeah, let me tee this up for in case we have some first time listeners. So just a brief recap of what brought us here. Okay. So Chad, Benny, and I, along with some of our other friends, 5 very close friends of ours, we all play fantasy football together. A bunch of people play fantasy football with some people they know, they don't know, right? We play fantasy football with a group of 8 guys that both love and hate each other. And that's, I mean, fantasy football, it's certainly what's kept Chad and I together. It's what introduced Benny and I together. It's what's made Benny the person that I love the most, hate the most on the planet at the same time, right? This is what fantasy football brings us together, right? So it's a very unique league. It's a small league, very competitive league. A couple of years ago, we decided, hey, no more tanking at the end of the year. We're going to start doing punishments. And the first year we did the punishment, it didn't go out so well because the guy that got last wouldn't do the punishment. He wouldn't do the punishment. He would do the punishment.
Let's talk about this. Hold on. It was after. We didn't even come up with it until after the season. Like, it wasn't one of those things that was agreed upon before the season. It was after the season. Everybody
agreed there would be a punishment.
I did a punishment. I paid for everybody's food.
No,
$14 of Chicken Express chicken strips.
Yes. That's not true, and
we agreed there would be a punishment, and then after we sealed the deal and Chatty was last, we all agreed, hey, let's do Comedy Club. And Chatty said,
absolutely not.
Not doing it.
Yes.
Not happening.
And because Chad was also the commissioner at that point, Chad didn't have to do it. Anyway, let's fast forward to the next season. Next season, we're learners, right? We figured out, hey, we need to figure this out before the season starts. So we decided, we're going to have a punishment, no more tanking, and whoever finishes last has to do the Whataburger challenge. So that's 24 hours or 24 kids meals or some combination thereof at Whataburger. And our dear friend, the most beloved guy in the group, Bruce, got last place that year. That would have been 2021. And Bruce dutifully did his tour at Whataburger. He did 12 kids meals in 12 hours and fulfilled his end of the bargain. Now let's fast forward to 2022. To everyone's dismay, our dear Brucey finished last place again.
Did it again.
Like, how's that even happen?
Did it again.
How's that happen?
Just injuries, man. The most prolific string of injuries I've ever seen in my life. So now we have a new commission. We have a fair and balanced, and
we have a usurper
and generous. Generous Tony said, Bruce.
Generous Tony's ass.
It would be cruel and unusual punishment for you to do Whataburger 2 years in a row. So we have decided as a league, we're going to give you an out. You can do Whataburger or you can do Comedy Club. And thank goodness Bruce is putting something up on screen, but we can't see it yet.
He's flipping us off.
He's flipping us off, yes. And much to all of our enjoyment, Bruce agreed to do the Comedy Club. And that's where we are tonight. Bruce did it last week for us, and he gave us a night full of entertainment.
Dude, and he's good at it.
It was surprisingly good.
I am so mad that he was good. I wanted it to be a disaster.
It was going to be fun for us regardless, right? Because if he stunk, it was going to be great. Or if he was good, that's great too, right? And unfortunately, he was really good.
He was good. And also, Lost Street Brewing Company, shout out to those guys. They let us invade, brought a ton of guests with us, served us some good beer all night, gave us some good laughs. I mean, those guys were stand-ups.
Good-natured folks.
We need to do a live show from there sometimes.
From the moment I called them and asked them, they were going to let us actually do the live remote there at the brewery. They were super on board with whatever we needed. They were great. So if you're listening and you haven't been to Lost Street yet, go to Lost Street, get the Buzzbait.
I've heard that's really good.
Yeah,
Uncle Tony's recommendation.
Just real quickly, my mom, daughter, and my beautiful wife, Jenny Lee, are watching. Hi, guys. I'm ready to see you. They're in New York right now. It's been like 2 months since they've been home. That's not true, but I am so ready for them to get home tomorrow night. I cannot tell you. So they said they're watching live, so I love you guys.
Hi, girls.
Okay, so do we want to bring Brucifer in?
Let's bring Brucey in.
All right, without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend.
La
the father
Machina.
Of how many Afghani kids, children?
It's 100.
Did Ben give a count?
I think I said 100. Maybe I said over 100. I'm not sure. My introduction, I mean, it was fair to
No,
moderate.
you set up the whole thing, Ben.
I mean,
You
got
killed
bit by
on
some
the
dude.
intro.
We left parts of it out. There was a part about you're a 2-time Playgirl centerfold. Benny forgot about that part.
Forgot about that one.
Someone's dad, but I can't remember who it was.
Oh, yeah, somebody's daddy.
I don't remember that one.
Bruce, before you get started here, what are you drinking, man?
So it's Dr. Thunder and Jim Beam. What do you know about that, Chad?
Nothing. He knows absolutely.
He knows nothing about
Dr.
soda, brother.
I promise you that.
He
How
does
does
not
that not
even
go on the
understand
white
what you're
trash
talking
checklist?
about.
He
By the way, I do
knows
like Dr.
nothing.
Thunder.
Brand soda.
How does that not go in the white trash checklist?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you right now, too.
So,
Bruce
you know,
and I
it's-
know about this.
It's
It's
in a
a
coffee cup.
Dr. Topper from Kmart was the most fantastic off-brand there ever was.
Only on
And
the
then
red?
Kmart went out of business and we lost it forever.
Chatty, what was that? What'd you ask, Chad?
Drinking it in a coffee cup.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
you talking about the
you
last thing I said?
This
I
is-
said I've never heard of Dr. Topper. Is it only on the res?
There you go. Is it only on the res?
Well, it's actually
Only where the poor
it's Woodford Reserve. Okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pure whiskey. No Dr. Thunder. Just making a joke. You know. Jeez.
No judging here.
Anybody. That was a good joke.
It was. Added to
Okay.
the trailer
You're
park
welcome.
checklist, which was brilliant, by the way. Trailer
Thank
park checklist, brilliant.
By the way, it was
spoilers.
in the thing. It was
Spoilers.
white trash checklist. Just FYI, I thought that's what he called it. That's what he called it. Was white trash checklist.
Yeah, I bastardized it after it was over with. I kept calling it trailer park checklist. Yes, a white trash checklist.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
couldn't remember what I called it. But
Anyway, Brucey, so here you are. Your
And-
asshole friends have agreed that you're going to go through this punishment. So in the couple days leading up to the comedy club, where was your head at?
So I actually blocked it completely from my mind until about 2 days before. And I figure I might as well, I didn't want to be the guy that did. I didn't want to half-ass it, I wanted to make people laugh. And I did stress just a little bit on Monday, and I wrote a big, long story. And then Kara just crapped all over it and said, that's not funny. So I had to go back to the drawing board Tuesday morning. But and so really on my drive back from McAllister, it all just kind of came to me. Blacked out on the drive, and then next thing you know, we're at the pub.
And we got some clips. Tee them up,
And
cue them up.
just so you know, I hate hearing myself talk. I sound like a dumb hillbilly.
No, you sounded great.
For the record.
You sounded
Okay,
great. All right.
so we've got some clips here. We're at Law Street. Brucey is playing to a packed house here of his closest friends and haters, and here we go.
So first off, I'm going to apologize. I didn't get a chance to edit the video. I wanted to crop it out, make it a little better, but I just ran out of time this week. But this is the white trash checklist.
The pores, yes, we're the pores with an S on the end. And so I was thinking, me being a poor guy, what things can reinforce just how poor I was, So I kind of came up with a checklist in my mind, and it was, the first thing. Here's my first thing.
It's in my mind.
So, man, so the easy pickings is, growing up in a single wide trailer. I think I had about 7. Where's my brother at? My big brother. We know about that single wide life. And who here has ever had their dad bite off somebody's ear in an apartment complex? Right here, 2 of us. Bite off his ear.
True story.
Hold on, we're going to pause it right here. Can we talk about this story real quick?
We can absolutely.
Yeah. We need some color on
There's
this.
no way that actually happened. And I was like,
Um,
I think it actually happened.
So when I was probably, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd grade, me and my brother, we lived in an apartment complex in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and probably, I don't know, as a crow flies, it's probably half a mile to another apartment complex where my dad was living. And so me and my brother would be bopping across this pasture, going from one apartment to the other complex. and there's a big ruckus outside. And so me and my brother know what's going
Could you
on.
describe the ruckus, sir?
The ruckus. So there were cops, and there were a bunch of sleeveless people and women in halter tops yelling, and all you hear is Harold, quit it, and Harold's my dad's name. And so, but what had happened? There was an alleged child molester in the apartment complex. So without evidence, Dad just goes at him because Dad didn't like him anyway, and beat him pretty good.
Yeah.
After he was beat down, Dad just bit his ear off. So,
what year was this? Was this pre or post Tyson Holyfield?
This was I was in second or third grade.
So it's pre.
It's
pre Tyson Holyfield.
So, yeah, I mean there you go. See, he the originator. That's a true story. All these are true stories that you're going to hear.
All right, let's keep rolling down the tracks.
Again, that's on the checklist. Jeremy knows about that single wide line. Okay. Then another checklist that you may not have, it's like a secret checklist. But who here has ever had their dad have to hawk a vehicle so you can get Frontier City tickets? Right here. Again, 2 of us. Big crowd. Frontier City was an awesome one. Yeah.
All right, let's cut in here real quick, Chad. Yeah, a couple questions. So Bruce, how old were you when this happened?
It wasn't. So I was probably a 5th grade, I would say, somewhere around there. We just moved from town, so that's what I kind of remember. But the backstory was just visit, and I don't mean to be sad for all you folk, but so it's been a while since we'd seen our dad. So Mom let us go from Coleman, Oklahoma. We got to go to Oklahoma City, where Dad lived with his
big town.
The big town. So, and some of his not so good friends. But so Dad had been talking, I'm going to take you boys to Frontier City. And we were going up there for like a week over the summer. And so the week kind of started crazy. The first night we were there, my dad's best friend lost the keys to his motorcycle, which had the trailer house key where my dad lived. And so he had to kick the door in, kind of shocking. But, and I'm not kidding, the next night, my brother and I are sleeping in the living room floor. And
like on an air mattress, or was it a pallet?
Just on a pallet, a couple of Afghans laid
pallet.
down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a ruckus at the door, bam, bam, bam. That door gets kicked in, and it's some people trying to rob my dad, and me and my brother in the floor laying there. Well, it turns out it's my dad's buddy. And all you hear is like my dad say, "Daniel, what are you doing? I know it's you." And you're like, oh my God. But anyway, so fast forward to the next day, Dad, he takes us to Kmart and buys us a brand new pair of British Knights. I don't know if you know what those are about.
BKs, man.
Yeah. Heck yes.
So,
were they pumps?
Huh? No pumps.
Oh, okay.
And then so we're getting ready to go to Six Flags, and we have to make a pit stop, and it's at a pawn shop, and he hawks his car, and his girlfriend comes and gets us and takes us to Frontier City, and I don't remember it being that fun. So I don't even know if it was
Shockwave. I mean, you got on the Shockwave, right?
Did you go on the log flume? The log flume's good, right? Hot day log flume.
Yeah. Frontier City had the.
Oh, it's a Diamondback. The Diamondback.
Is it the Diamondback?
I was thinking of the one that goes backwards. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
But so that's
So hey, wait a minute. Hey, so you're in the 5th grade. What does one get for like an '87 Oldsmobile at the local pawn? I mean,
I don't know. We still had to carry Dr. Pepper cans in, to help cut the price off.
Yeah, so you couldn't afford a soda when you got in there.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what it brought.
So not a lot.
Did he go get the car back, or did he just let it go?
I don't know. It was probably a pretty good length of time after Mom found out how the week went before we got to go back. So,
oh, it's fantastic.
Bill, wasn't it? What else?
I love the chicken nuggets.
Also, another part of the checklist, Ben, you're keeping me going here. So who here has ever had to go to who here has divorced parents? Okay, have you ever had to go to hang out with your dad at the motel that charges weekly rates? Right here? Spend a weekend? Okay, yeah, white trash checklist, boom. Who here has had to go to the motel for their weekly rent, and their dad's living with 2 lesbians? Right here? We're just keeping it rolling right here.
I have questions. I have questions.
Hold on,
Not
it's
to
gonna
take.
finish
Not
up
to
right
take.
here.
Not to take.
Hold on, it's going to finish up right here.
So anyway, just that's showing the diversity.
Okay, so that finished that one up. Questions
So-
about the living situation?
Yeah. So just
All right.
give us a little bit color around your pops and the lesbians. Were they just gaying or what?
So, like early on so it was the first time we had to visit him at a motel. He was just with a girlfriend, had a little kid, and it was awkward. It's a 1-bed motel. We're all just kind of staying the night in this. Just what do? There's no video games.
Did you sleep in the
I guess we
bathtub?
go.
Did you
I
sleep
think I
in the
probably
bathtub?
slept on the floor.
Okay.
I slept in the
So-
bathtub before, and that's something you guys don't know about. My crazy grandmother, great grandmother, made me sleep in a bathtub one time. It's unreal. We go to her house for Christmas. We go to a farmhouse. We go to a farmhouse in West Texas, and we go there for Christmas against my wishes. This is true. This is a true story. We go to this farmhouse, and they had 2 bedrooms in that house. One was my grandmother's, and one was my grandfather's. And then she had a quilting room in there. They didn't sleep in the same room. And she had a quilting room. We couldn't sleep in the quilting room, which we typically would, because she had a loom like floating from the ceiling. It was a loom you put down. She was looming, or whatever you call
What is a loom?
handmade quilts.
Oh, okay.
And so they're like, well, you can't sleep in there because you don't want to tear up my quilts. So she made me a pallet in the bathtub. I
Get your
literally
ass in that
slept in the
tub.
bathtub. Yeah,
Builds character. You're
Yeah.
a better man for it.
of course.
Anyway, back to
So-
the lesbians.
Well, so yeah, the lesbians, when my dad was living in the Oklahoma City area, and this was with my aunt had taken my brother and I up there, and so I'm talking I wish I could remember the names, but it's the broken note or vacancy signs, that flicker, and all the doors are on the outside and single story.
Yeah, it's like an old school motel.
Yeah. So
Right.
that, we get introduced as if this is my dad's girlfriend, but then we go into the hotel room and there's another woman. And when I was really young, I didn't realize what was going on, but my brother, kind of said, Hey, idiot, you know what's going on here.
He's seen a
I was
few
like,
videos here.
He'd seen a few videos, probably my dad's VCR, Anyway, that's kind of the, it's not as funny thinking back, but whatever.
Did
It's
did
funny
they give
for
you?
us.
It's great
Did
for
they
us.
introduce like the little one? Did they introduce them to you like, hey, this is your new stepbrother? Did they do anything like that?
So to the first lady he lived with in a motel.
Yeah, with the child.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep. And another funny story is the apartments we used to live in. There was a couple little kids. They were twins, and they hung out with my brother and I. We would raise hell in that apartment complex. And his mom, they lived on the very back side on the bottom floor, and she used to cuss us like dogs because we'd be raising hell, running up and down the stairs. And eventually, my dad ended up marrying her, and so our 2 best buddies became our stepbrothers.
Well, that worked out
And
well.
that was
That's
about
awesome.
a year before. And that's the same. He was married to this lady when he had that rebarb accident in Carlsbad Caverns when he about
That-
bled to death. And
What?
What?
So I'm sorry. Go on, please.
Yeah,
shall I
got you.
regale you in a memory?
Please.
My dad and my uncle and my old stepmother and my Aunt Sharon, they're at Carlsbad Caverns, and they're perched up on a rock. And underneath this rock, they're building sidewalks, so there's rebarb. And Dad was sideways, just trashed. He goes to get down, and he slides down the rock, and he is impaled right through his taint with a piece of rebarb. He bottoms out on this thing completely. And so my dad is about probably 6'3", and my Uncle Jim is about 5'10". So he was trying to lift my dad, but it's
Like
funny.
it's like a monkey humping a football.
Yes. So it's a true story.
So hold
Gone
on.
off the rails. We had jumped
I've
the shark.
heard this story before, but
Yeah.
you've always left out the part about your dad's taint.
No, it went right up. It went through the intestines. Had to have some reconstructive gut removal and whatnots.
Okay.
True story. Had a colostomy
Future
bag
guests are
for
going to watch this and be like,
for
"Yeah,
about
not
6
coming on that
months.
show." I don't. Well, Bruce,
He had the bag for how long, Brucey?
probably about 6 months, I guess. I don't. It was just
Did you ever have to switch out the bag for him?
No,
we're
but-
not going there.
that's
Okay.
no way.
So
That's stepmommy's problem.
get us back
That ain't number
to
one
where we're
son's problem.
supposed to be.
Oh, sorry, Chad.
It's okay. The bag got us off track. So we've got another clip, and it's basically you roasting the entire group. So
And my favorite. That was my favorite
Fantastic.
part.
Okay, we'll play this real quick. We can stop it whenever you guys want to.
Everybody that's in our league right now, okay? This is an 8-man fantasy football league, okay? All right, you get a drink. So, and I came up with these jokes with the constraints of this being a family-friendly environment. So,
There were
please bear
several
with me.
children present.
First one to shoot is Bobby Wild, right here in front. And I've known you a long time, Bobby. And you know that I love you so much. I don't like Elisa's story. But it's crazy all the years that I've known you. You know, you just have never grown up. You know, but that's a short way, Bobby. You know what I mean? That's a short way. You know, how's it feel being in the body of a 12-year-old for the last decade and a half?
I'm way too hungry. So I do have the height.
All right. Next,
That's it?
my spirit animal, Benjamin Lewis, right back there. Right there, he keeps me going right through the league. He motivates me to keep playing, even though I'm terrible at this. You know, he is a workhorse in the gym. He never misses a day throwing those weights around, his dedication, and he never not skips a leg day. He just doesn't do his legs. Them 7 days a week biceps. Let's see him right there. That's all you need to work out right there.
Not
baby.
true.
By the way, one of the best parts of this entire thing is when he says, "Oh, he's a workhorse in the gym," and Katrina about breaks her neck laughing at you.
What do you expect?
I missed that part.
And where did Chad go? Chad drinking is that water? Okay.
Just shaming him. Sober shaming.
So Chad's the former commissioner of our league, you know, the former keeper of the peace. You know, Chad, he is a triathlete. You know what that is? You know, he does 3-event exercise. I've done one with you, okay, so I'll relate just a little bit. He completed a half marathon. You are the man. But you are so comfortable in spandex and tiny bicycle seats, you know? It's just so uncomfortable. You're like the dream for everybody who aspires to have that feeling like they've been kicked in their gooch over and over again for 24 hours, you know, like
Or
that's what it
impaled.
feels like right now. Right
In
there.
the taint, yeah.
Chad, you are the man for that, okay? Not everybody can handle that, but you sure can. Okay?
I love the Mr. Mackey.
Our league commissioner, AJ. We call him the usurper, all right? So he kind of took over the league from Chad. It could have been a little aggressive. It's okay.
It was very
But I just want to let you know it's okay to be a bald guy. I promise. All right. You also, just so you know, like AJ's getting on that fitness train. He went out and he ran for 72 minutes. Is that right? That was yesterday. 72 minutes of running.
Ish.
I'm just hoping, and walking. I'm just hoping next time you run for 72 minutes, you make it more than a block down the road. So, right? You're going to work on that, okay? Where is Stu? Stuart
This is my
Hoffman.
favorite one.
Great.
There you go. I see you in the
crown
back
jewel.
right there, man. He, I thought for sure he would be dead last, but it did not work out in my favor. But, you know, Stu is proof that all men are not created equal. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Stu. But you're also proof that accidents do happen, you know. So, but it's okay. But you're a dedicated man. You know, it doesn't matter how many times it takes. It can take up to 9 times a day, but you will get the job done. 39 times.
Stop it right here. Stop it
You
right
always
here.
get it done.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Oh, that is
Not-
gold. That's
9
gold.
There were 7 of us that knew.
Yeah,
7
all
of
the
us knew
people
what
that are
that
going to
was.
listen to this and watch this and whatever, no one's going to know what you're talking about. But to the 7 of us, to the 8 of us, it's comedy gold.
If you want to know it, slide into the DMs and we will tell you the story. I'm not going to tell it without Stu being here, but I'll type it. I can promise you that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Roll
Any
it.
other questions here?
Just ready to get this over.
There's Dane effing Neighbors right there. So Dane is the newest guy to our league, you know, and he's also the oldest. If you can't tell by that gray beard, he is really old, you know. And if being old was a symbol of greatness, you would be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. You know, but we know that being old is not great. And you were the opposite of Michael Jordan. So, just so you know, but I love you. All right? Not great. And then, the guy that's not here lastly is Bernardo. Bernie, he is in Tulsa. And, you know, Bernie is probably the best looking man on the face of this earth.
Facts.
Bernie is probably the smoothest talker that I've ever met. And all I have to say to you, Bernie, if you're watching this right now, is damn you for your good looks and your smooth talking. Damn you. That's all I have. Okay.
And so
now I'm going to do a plug here.
I thought this was funny.
So who
So
here enjoys
Okay.
like insightful and thought-provoking sports podcasts? Does anybody here enjoy that? Right here. So you can go ahead and leave then, because what I'm about to say is not related.
That honestly
That
may
was
have been
good.
the best one of the whole thing.
Yeah, that was
good.
great.
In fact, I may clip that out and make it the very beginning of our show.
It
our
needs
show
to be.
lead-in.
Yeah, it
If
needs
you
to
want
be. I
thoughtful,
agree.
insightful, thought-provoking podcast, scroll on. This is not
Get the
for
hell
you.
out of here. This is not for you.
We need that in the
collection of
intro.
idiots. Yeah. Well, Bruce.
Bruce, you paid up. You're a man of your word. You're a man of the people. You did it.
Thank you.
By in remembrance of my best friend comedian Donnie Baker, don't do it again. State law. That better be it. That better be
Deal.
it. Like, I don't
So-
want. If we have a three-peat, Bruce, this
Oh
is
my
gonna.
God. It'll be the best
It's
day
gonna
ever.
be so progressively worse.
I may have to move.
Don't do it. We don't need a three-peat. Draft well. Make smart decisions, my friend.
If you three-peat, you're going to have to get the tattoo. The
I think so,
tattoo
too.
is going to happen.
You think
So
so?
Bruce,
Is that the thing?
Well, I mean,
Man, I think you
said
have
you would
to.
never go back to Whataburger.
Yeah. I'm not scared of anything.
Well, and here's the
kid.
deal too. I mean, the comedy club. Those are only a few bits of the comedy club. I mean, he was on stage for 20-something minutes.
Yeah.
That you enjoyed it way
was
too
an
much,
eternity.
and it was way too easy. You're not doing that again. That's not a punishment. You're not doing it again.
Yeah, that wasn't punishment. That would be punishment for me, for Danes. That's not a punishment for Benny. That's not a punishment for AJ, and clearly it's not a punishment for Bruce.
No,
No.
Bruce, we love you.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
brother.
Love you
You're
guys.
the best, Bruce. We love you.
See you,
Hey,
man.
go accept my trade offer. Accept it.
I got one
Smash
from
accept.
who else? They're just coming in, no big deal.
Smash
Ben,
accept from
I'm going
Tom.
to sleep on Ben's. No big deal.
Sleep on it.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Later, Bruce.
Bye, Brucey.
All right. So,
Hey, so before I don't want to leave this till the end. Before we get to the AFC, can we make the announcement about the listener league?
sure,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Good with that.
Yeah.
So, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, fantasy football very important to the three of us. Very important, with the guys in the league. So we decided that we want to do a listener league for the fans of the show. So over the next few weeks, we'll tweet about this. We'll do a Facebook post and probably put something on the TikTok or whatever.
On the TikTok.
But send us if you want to be in the league, send us a message. Tell us why you should be in, what your qualifications are, and we're going to do a 12-person PPR, pretty vanilla scoring league. Just total redraft, no keepers, snake draft. And we'll do that. We'll plan to do that draft pretty close to when the season starts.
So
That's
are we
right.
gonna
You
do-
guys jump on. You want to take us down. You take us down. You beat us.
That's what I was gonna
We'll
say.
tip our hat. We'll give you some swag. We actually got a logo now. You guys can see kind of on the backdrop for our page on our Facebook and Instagram social pages.
Okay. Oh, I just took
A
your mouth.
really good logo now that we actually paid money for. So it's amazing when you pay folks that do things how
They do a good job.
good things can be. Yeah, exactly. So,
And then
we
there's
paid
us.
for it. We've got a contact that's doing some shirts and hoodies and some other stuff for us. So we'll get some swag packages put together. If you can beat us, I don't think you can. If you can, come take it.
Well, the
It's a
winner.
12 teams, so there's only 8 teams left, right? Because we already have 4 teams in.
That's right. So
only
we've
have 8 teams
so
left.
the 3 of us will have our own team, and I'm delighted to tell you guys that our 4th team will be made up of 2 of my kids. One my bio kid, one not my bio kid. One that I treat like my bio kid. My boy Reed and his best buddy Ryder. They're gonna join forces on a team. What's great here is that they don't get along about anything. They fight constantly. So the 2 of them controlling a team together, it's going to be magical for all of us around. So yeah, Reed and Ryder will have a team. You look perplexed, Benny.
You said is this a bastard child? Is this
No, it's not a Tony bastard. No, it's he's around us so much. Great friends with the family. He's like my kid.
Okay? Well, I was about to. I mean, there's questions. I mean, if
sorry,
this is
sorry that I
another
wasn't clear on that.
I mean, we just heard about 2 lesbians and a dude with a child in a motel. So I mean,
just wanna
things
know what's
happen in
going on.
Southeastern back in the early 2000s. I'm just
That's
saying
that's a fair
those
question.
things happen. So
Very fair question.
Yeah.
So, if you want to be in the league, hit us up, send us a message, tell us why
That's
you
right.
should be in, and let's fill this baby up.
It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a good time. We'll have you everybody in the league will get their chance to be on the show at some point to talk about the league, talk about what's going on, give updates. So that'll be good. We'll talk about it every week. Kind of let everybody in what we're doing.
We're going to host the team on Sleeper if that matters to anybody that wants to join. Be on Sleeper. But get those applications in. Well,
good stuff.
Let's hear from you.
At Balls on Twitter will be the best way, right, Tony?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Moving into the AFC, which one do you guys want to talk about first?
Doesn't matter. Fire away. Pick a division. Let's roll.
AFC East, just because I know AJ loves the Bills.
Oh God, AFC East. My sweet Bills.
So let's go. Do you guys want to give a winner, loser? What do you guys want to do here? How do we want to roll through this?
So just let's just roll through. Let's you guys just want to do how we think the division plays out.
Yeah,
Roll
let's
through
do that.
it.
Talk about some love hates. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, AJ. You start, man.
So no secret. I think the cream of the crop, the top of the East, is of course the Bills, best team in the league. I think the Jets continue to improve. Going to play some good defense. Going to figure it out on offense. Then you got the Dolphins, assuming Tua doesn't break his head open, and then, man, I just think the Pats continue to stink on ice on offense. I got them finishing last in the East,
which is
So-
insane to think.
Yeah.
about.
It is.
I'm going to let Benny go last because he's the talker of the group. Mine's pretty close to the same. My only question about the Bills is, can they finally get over the hump? Are we just going to keep winning the AFC East and keep losing to the Chiefs? I did it a little different than you did. My watch out was the Jets. That team, I feel like that team's loaded.
Yeah.
My question is what's Rodgers going to do? How's he going to be? He's old. Is he going to go on a ayahuasca or whatever you think in the middle of the year and retire? Like, what's going to happen here? I think the Dolphins can be good, but Tua can't stay healthy. And then the Patriots, I don't believe in Mac Jones. Bill O'Brien's going to be good there. He can't do anything but help, but I still think they're going to finish dead last.
All right, so I'm going to go, and I have a love fest with Josh Allen too. I love the guy. Think that he's a great player, great athlete. But Mike McDermott is not the guy for Buffalo. He's just not. I mean, he's proven it. He's been to a couple of AFC championship games. Like Chad said, they cannot get over the hump. So I'm going to pick the Jets to win that division.
Ooh, spicy.
I think
Dr.
that
Sim's happy right now.
I think that Aaron Rodgers is a true difference maker in that division. Sauce
His team is
Gardner.
good, by the
They're
way.
going
Their
to play
team is
some.
good.
They're going to play some excellent defense. Aaron Rodgers. look what he's done. I mean, so we talk about Tom Brady and some of the receivers that he had or didn't have. I mean, he played with Randy Moss, Hall of Famer. Played with Mike Evans, probably a Hall of Famer. Played with Gronk, Hall of Famer. But outside of that, who's going to make the Hall of Fame guys that he was throwing the ball to? Aaron Rodgers is pretty close to the same way. It doesn't matter who they're throwing to; they're going to be fine. I don't know about their defense. I mean, I think that their defense can probably play pretty solid, but I'm picking the Jets to win that division. I think the Bills still get in the playoffs, but I think this is it for Mike McDermott. We've talked to it about our Cowboys, several times. This is do or die for Mike McDermott. This is do or die for our great fat buddy down in Dallas. I think this is the Bills don't get over that hump and into the Super Bowl, then I think he loses his job, and I think he should.
Okay, so there's 7 teams in the playoffs, right? So let's keep track of this.
Okay.
7 teams.
I like
in
the Jets and the Bills to both make it.
So you got NYJ and the Bills to both make it. I think I got the same. AJ, you got the same?
I got the same. Yep.
Okay.
Third, again, you guys said it already. Tua he's a China doll. He's Mr. Glass from Unbreakable. He will get hurt, and when he does, that team takes a massive nosedive. But with Waddle and Reek, and if they go out and get, Dalvin Cook, maybe, even not, Mostert's not a bad back. I mean, he can handle the load there. I like the Dolphins finishing third, and as bad as I hate to admit it, Mac Jones is not the guy. Bill Belichick, as good as he is, as great as he is, he's probably the greatest of all time. He cannot overcome poor quarterback play, and that's what Mac Jones is. Mac Jones is a Wish.com version of Dak, which is terrible because, and by the way, Lost Street, we saw Wish.com Ed Sheeran at Lost Street right after that happened. Never mind that. Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Pats.
Okay, so I got a question for you on this is what this is for, right? So if the Patriots, you said Belichick may be the greatest coach ever, but he can't do it with poor quarterback play.
No one can.
But at what point is this his thing? He drafted Mac Jones.
Sure,
right?
Him and Saban are buddies.
Saban has done it over and over and over with a quarterback that changes every 2 or 3 years. At what point is this Belichick rode Tom Brady's coattails, and maybe Belichick's not any different than he was with the Browns or with whoever? Maybe he's the same guy, and he just got really lucky and had a Hall of Fame crazy quarterback.
So I've got a few thoughts on that. First of all, yes, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. I think just about any coach could have won with him. So, and the reason that I say this is look at Adam Gase. Okay, no one knows who Adam Gase is anymore. Adam Gase was the offensive coordinator for Peyton Manning, offensive coordinator, and got a huge head coaching job with our Jets, and he blew it because he's not any good. He can't coach. He can't do those things. So the NFL is a win now, got to have a quarterback league. What made the Patriots so successful was Tom Brady never took max money, never took max money. The defensive guys that were replaceable, Belichick replaced. They played good defense, and they ran the football. That is the secret to the success. And that's the same thing that Saban's done. That's why you see a revolving door at quarterback. Not many of those quarterbacks do anything in the NFL because they're going to run the ball. Look at the string of running backs in the past 10 years to come out of Alabama. That is how you make success. You run the football and you play good defense, and that's what Belichick and the Patriots did for years.
Okay. AJ, you pick the next division.
So I want to go AFC North. I suspect we're going to have some good discussion here with the North
division here.
Who you want me to kick it off? I'll kick it off.
Okay.
You kick it off, Benny.
AFC North, the Ravens are the class. I mean, that's just, to me.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
Whoa. The Ravens?
AFC North.
Not the Bengals?
Not the Bengals? Really?
Not the Bengals.
Okay,
No.
go on.
I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens to win the division.
See, I knew this was going to be good. I knew this was going to be a good one.
Joe Burrow may be the second.
Give me hold on. Give me my chance. Give me my chance here.
Yeah, please. You have the floor, Benny.
The Ravens are the class of the division. So the thing with the Ravens is, what did I just talk about? They're going to run the ball and they're going to play good defense. They have a committee of running backs. Dobbins is number one currently. He's going to get hurt. It happens.
He's already hurt. He's on PUP.
He played the last 4 games last year, dude. Get that off your mind. He doesn't want to be in camp. No one wants to be in camp. Everyone's holding out. No one wants to play the preseason. No one wants to do camp. That's what he's doing. It's a revolving door. It's a revolving door at running back, and it doesn't matter because what are the Ravens going to do? They're going to run the football and they're going to play good defense. Lamar Jackson's trash. Lamar Jackson got paid, and Lamar Jackson's going to be even more trash now. So Mark Andrews is going to have a decent year again. The Ravens are going to win 10 games, and they're going to win 10 games because they can run the ball and play good defense. I like the Ravens to win it. I like the Bengals to get in as a wild card. Love Joe Burrow. You guys know me. I'm a big-time Joe Burrow fan, but here's the thing. That offensive line is not any good, and that defense is not any good. And we've seen it time and time again. I think Mixon's going to be great. Chase is going to be phenomenal. We all know that. Burrow is going to do Burrow things, but it's not going to be enough because their defense is so bad and that offensive line is bad. Third, I like the Browns. They're going to miss the playoffs. They're going to be under 500. Deshaun Watson is just – he is what he is. That team needs some serious help. They're going to run the ball with Chubb, but Stefanski just can't get it done. I mean, he just can't, in my opinion. So I like the Browns there. And then the Steelers, everyone knows I'm a huge Mike Tomlin fan. Love Mike Tomlin. Probably the greatest coach behind Belichick in the NFL right now. Not all time, but right now. Tomlin's a great coach. He's going to win some games that he shouldn't, and they're going to lose some games they shouldn't because Kenny Pickett is that bad. So I like the Steelers finishing last, probably winning a handful of games.
Man, we are so on polar opposites of this.
Chad, please go on.
Talk to me.
So I'm not, you know me, man. I'm not going to get all wild and crazy here, but the Bengals win the division. I don't even think it's close. Now, I did pick 3 playoff teams from here, but I think the Bengals win the division, and I don't think it's close. I think Joe Burrow, as you said, does Joe Burrow things. Maybe I'm a fanboy, maybe I'm not. I don't know. But
how many games do they win? They're going to win the division. How many games do they win?
I think they're 11-6, somewhere in that area. I may be wrong. I mean, everybody went 3-3 last year against each other. I think I think Cincinnati has the most talent. What's going to happen with Mixon, though, is the only thing is there anything coming out of that? I haven't read anything.
Nothing.
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
Unless the league comes in and does something, like they did with Zeke several years ago, they could give him a couple games for conduct unbecoming or whatever they call it. But
hey,
no, I mean he's clear.
For the purposes
he's clear
of
on
my
the
trade offers,
charges.
Nothing's happening to Mixon. Okay.
Okay. So then I got the Browns number 2. I think the Browns make the playoffs. Browns number 2.
You have the Browns over the Ravens.
Yes, I did.
You have the Browns.
I did.
We could not be further apart on this division, and I love it.
I think Deshaun Watson is better than Lamar Jackson. I think
you are such a Deshaun truther. It's ridiculous.
Because I think Deshaun Watson is better. I think he's proven it. He was in purgatory for a couple of years. He was great in Houston. He was in purgatory for a couple of years for, massages or whatever. And then last year, not great. This year, good pass rush.
He's just going to magically bounce back. After being in purgatory for 2 years and not being great, he's just going to bounce back.
Hey, would you give me my turn? He has a ton of offensive weapons. He's a great quarterback. Ravens, I put meh. So the reason I put that is because those two could be 2 or 3. I think Browns, Ravens are interchangeable at 2 and 3. Ravens are going to make the playoffs too. I don't know records. I didn't think about it that far ahead.
Well, you got 3 coming out of there?
I got 3 coming out of there because I think Lamar Jackson, where you think Lamar Jackson's trash, I think Lamar Jackson's pretty good. They always run the ball. They always play good defense. They always win close games. I feel like they make it too. So I got 3 coming out of the North. So I got Cincy, a toss-up between Baltimore and Cleveland, and then the Steelers are terrible. I don't believe in Kenny Pickett. Their defense is so-so, whatever. I don't believe in Kenny Pickett. So
no, you're right. I mean, outside of J.J. Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick, they have nothing.
So we need to TJ Watt. Just every time I hear that guy's name, it pisses me off because the Cowboys should have taken him instead of Taco Charlton.
Had the chance.
And I remember talking to my brother.
Charlton.
When I was talking to my brother when that happened, I said, "Man, we got TJ Watt." I said, "This is gonna be awesome." And then we picked Taco. So, all right, AJ, where are you at, bud? Well, by the way, we need to go back and listen to this and write all this down because I'm trying to keep up with
I really want us to track these. Let's post it on the Twitters and the Facebook. I want to keep track of these because I feel like
a one-cheater.
I'm guessing with the other 2 divisions, we're going to be kind of probably close to in parallel, but we're way off on the North, and I love it. So finishing first, I think they win a ton of track meet games. It's the Bengals, right? I mean, so to borrow words from Benny, their offense is the class of the division, okay? Joe's just going to air it out. Joe Mixon is going to continue to do Joe Mixon things on the ground. He's going to pound it out, get 2.5 yards a carry, but he's going to catch a ton of balls. He's just going to pound it out.
Pound it like punching a white girl and
Whoa.
Like, like,
Allegedly on tape.
Oh,
Allegedly.
oh, that's not allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Continue.
Finishing second in the division. Man, their defense is looking a little bit old. Their offense has not looked good, but I think that offense in year 3 turns the corner. My dark horse, Steelers finished second in the division. You heard me. Steelers finished second.
How much you want to bet on that? Do you want to bet on that right now? I will make a bet right now.
Because
I'm
the
so
Ravens
confused.
stink this year. Lamar got paid. Lamar stinks this year. They're finished third. And the Browns are even worse because Deshaun Watson sucks. Browns finished last in the division. So the Steelers get second. The Steelers get second in the division by nature of the other two teams being so bad, and they win a couple of games they shouldn't.
And we lost Benny. Benny got so upset with you.
But Benny got so hot, his internet connection melted.
Okay,
wow.
So you got the Steelers at second. What do you got after that? Did you just say I was paying attention?
Yeah, I'm Bengals, Ravens. I'm sorry, I'm Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, Browns.
How do you have the Browns in last?
Because I don't like Deshaun Watson.
Oh, my God.
You can't win in the AFC North with a shitty quarterback.
He's
a shitty quarterback. He's a shitty quarterback.
No, he's not.
When's the last time he did? When did he do anything good? Well, last time. What
year?
Houston.
Every year in Houston, he was fantastic.
How long ago was that?
Team.
How long ago was that?
I understand that he was in massage parlor.
Yeah.
Whatever. Purgatory.
How good was Lev Bell after he laid off for a while?
Yeah, he was terrible. Good God. Did you see where he apologized? Oh, Benny's back. He came in a different way. How the hell did we do that?
Benny got so hot that you blew your Ethernet connection.
Well, I had some difficulty with my computer here, but I don't know what all I missed of that, but the Steelers are not finishing second in that division, and I'm willing to put any bet into pay up that you would like to make. Now, you want a shave head bet? Oh, hell, you're already bald. Never mind. You want a shave beard bet? I mean, I'm down for whatever that the Steelers do not finish second.
I'm not
Hold
shaving
on.
my beard.
Whoa. Let's talk this through. AJ would have to shave his beard, but Ben would have to shave his head.
Done. Deal.
No,
AJ.
I'm out.
Like,
I'm not shaving my beard
once
for
in a
you.
lifetime
I am not shaving my beard for you fools.
I have seen you without a beard. You're still pretty good looking.
I look like a thumb without a beard. Okay.
It's true.
I am not shaving my beard for you fools. I'm happy to bet. I'm happy to do a bet.
We'll work that out offline. Yeah, we got 2 more divisions to get through.
We'll figure it out. But I do. Right. But Benny, what you did miss is I think they finished second because I think the Ravens are down. I think Cleveland stinks. I think Mike Tomlin wins a couple of games he shouldn't win, and they just kind of mosey on into second place in the division.
So, this is going to be.
But I've only got one playoff team. I've only got one playoff team in the division. That's Bengals.
So you only have the Bengals coming out of there. Okay. All right, AFC. What do you want to do, Benny? You get to pick.
You guys pick. I don't care.
Let's do AFC West. Because I think the AFC South may be another controversial one, maybe a little bit.
God, they all stink except for one team in the South. Anyway.
Let's do AFC West. I can start the Chiefs, right? I mean, they're going to win, not a problem.
Yeah.
I put the Chargers and Broncos kind of in that same spot. Can the Broncos or can Sean Payton make Russell Wilson better than he was last year? Can he mitigate how bad he is? Can he figure out a way to put the team in position to win in spite of Russell Wilson? So that's my call out there is between the Chargers, because I think the Chargers, Justin Herbert's fantastic. Eckler may hold out again. Benny left the stream again. So Eckler may hold out. They got the new guy, Quentin Johnston, coming in from TCU in the draft. I'm just kind of – I think the Chargers or the Broncos are going to finish second, and the Raiders suck. They're going to be last.
Yeah.
Jimmy G's there, but they're a dumpster fire.
So I'll go. I don't have much more to say here. Chiefs, obviously winners. Chargers at second. Benny, I do believe in Sean Payton. I believe deeply in Sean Payton. However, I don't think he can get it done in 1 year, and I don't think he gets it done with Russell Wilson. I got them finishing third, and then the Raiders just stink on ice this year. They finished a distant fourth.
All right, I'm gonna. We're all agreeing on first and fourth. I mean, the Chiefs Pat Mahomes, probably going to go down as the greatest of all time. Brady is currently. I think Mahomes gets there. Mahomes and Andy Reid, as long as Andy Reid is coaching that guy, I'm never going to pick against them. So Chiefs and their defense is not good. And there's some key pieces on that defense that are like, should I come to camp? Should I not? What am I going to do? Doesn't matter, because you still have Travis Kelce. You still have Patrick Mahomes. Those are the only two that you need to win that division. Chiefs win the division. It's not even close. I'm going to go, and this is going to surprise you guys. I'm picking 3 teams out of this division to make the playoffs. Okay. Broncos are going to finish second because, just like Anthony said,
bold.
I'm good with it because I believe in their run game. I believe in Sean Payton immensely. That's the thing. I think Sean Payton. I do too. If you put Sean Payton on the Cowboys roster, I'd give you almost anything you needed for that. Jerry Jones messed up because he believed in Fat Mike McCarthy, and he didn't go get Sean Payton when he had a chance to do that. You go get Sean Payton, the Cowboys probably make it to the NFC Championship game last year at least.
So I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth for just a second, keeping in mind that their defense was spectacular last year.
It was excellent.
Their defense,
that's what I'm telling you.
Their defense was amazing.
That's right. You don't need that defense to do anything else.
That's right. Defense do exactly what they did.
They lost what's his name, the defensive end, right? The Broncos?
I don't know.
Didn't they have a defensive end last year? I cannot think of his name. Texas A&M guy.
I don't know, bro.
Okay, I'll think of it. Keep going.
But so I'm picking the Broncos to finish second, and I like the Broncos to make the playoffs. I like the Chargers to make the playoffs, and I'll tell you why. Because I believe in Justin Herbert. We all know that. Chad mentioned the Eckler situation, mentioned the draft picks, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson. I mean, I think that they can do some. They're going to score a ton of points because that's what Arnie Grape, Kellen Moore does, is he scores points. And they're going to win some shootouts. They're going to win some 38-31 games. They're going to win some 45-41 games. And that's fine. We can get past that. They're going to make the playoffs. Raiders absolutely stink. We all know that. Garoppolo today is, there's some news coming out today that he may not be, 100% healthy and ready. I mean, it's just and Garoppolo's not any good. He's a product of winning a few games under Bill Belichick, just like Jacoby Jones was. Jacoby Jones, who are you talking about? Oh, you mean the guy that the Browns paid a ton of money? Oh, yeah, that guy. The guy that's a multimillionaire sitting at home now because of Bill Belichick. So I got Chiefs, I got Broncos, I got Chargers, all 3 making the playoffs, and I got the terrible Vegas Raiders in 4th.
Distant 4th.
That leaves AFC South, and we're going to finish up almost right at an hour, guys. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, I can kick this one off. I mean, you guys kicked off the others. I'll kick this one off. Jags are the class. It's not even close.
No,
hated.
Oh God, Benny
hated that he won one. With Philly, but
we're gonna have to all pony up, do a GoFundMe, sell some raffle tickets to get Benny some better internet.
Yeah, his dial-up's not working.
No, I mean, come on, man. Being Oklahoma has to have better internet than that. So, okay, do you want to jump on? Or you want me to?
Yeah. So I have zero conviction in any of these outside of the Jags. Right. So Jags, first place. I think they're better than they were last year too. And second through 4th, I have no conviction here. I'm gonna go Titans, Houston, Colts.
Okay. So I basically had the exact same thing. I think the Jags win it all. Titans, I put as my meh. Did they get D-Hop the other day? Is that a true thing? Did they actually get him? Okay. Done. But I mean, who knows what he's going to be? I like the Texans because I like D'Amico Ryans. I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be a great coach. And how quickly does CJ Stroud get in? It's going to be my Justin Alberta. I can help with raffle. Yeah, you probably do have some experience there, bud. How quickly does CJ Stroud get in? And I would just really like to see kind of what happened here. That's all I got. Oh, Benny doesn't have a mic.
You're muted, brother.
I got some stuff going on computer-wise, so my apologies. But like I was saying, Jags are the class of that division. I think you guys have said that already. Doug Peterson, I'm a huge fan. You look at how much Trevor Lawrence progressed from the ridiculous Urban Meyer to a actual real football coach in Doug Peterson, made the playoffs. The Jags win that division. They win it easily. I think Travis Etienne is a great player for that offense. And then they're not going to have to play great defense because that division is trash. So, I mean, I like the Titans finishing second. Anytime, Mike Vrabel, he's going to play good defense, and they're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. Adding D-Hop, I mean, you guys know me. I wanted D-Hop on the Cowboys. I wanted him bad because I think that we need somebody else outside of Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup, but it didn't happen. But I think DeAndre Hopkins still has a ton left in the tank, and I think he's going to do some things against a poor division. And then after that, who cares? Colts and Texans. Who cares who finishes where? It doesn't matter. They're going to win about 3 games, maybe. Yep. I mean, you got Will Levis, who's going to be kind of waiting in the wings for Tannehill. I mean, there's some things that could potentially happen there, but C.J. Stroud is trash. C.J. Stroud is a dummy. C.J. Stroud cannot read a defense, and C.J. Stroud will be exposed bigly. Mark it down. He's going to be bad.
But I do want to see what he does, just because, I get it. In college, it's different. The coach does a lot for you. They tell you, but he was pretty good. And he was pretty good.
We do a whole segment on how dumb he is.
We did. And if you look back, and I know you guys want to talk about the Wonderlic test, and you want to talk about, all these different cognitive tests that they put him through. Vince Young was previously the worst world record holder of the Wonderlic. How'd his NFL career go?
Not great, Bob.
Marcus Russell. How does his NFL career go? If you're a dummy, you're not going to succeed in this league. It's just that those are just facts. You have to have a little bit of a brain, and you have to have a ton of athletic ability. He has a ton of athletic ability with zero brain. CJ Stroud they're going to win 3 games, maybe.
Okay, closing arguments, closing anything. I've got a list of everything we got coming up for the next couple weeks. Anybody got anything before I jump into that?
No, I want to hear what's coming
up. We got some exciting things coming up next couple weeks.
So before you get into the list, for our loyal 3 viewers, are we switching days next week?
No, Monday will be Monday night, but we are switching times. So so first off, the way you can help the show when you watch this later, I know there's not a whole lot of people watching tonight, but as you watch this during the week, as you listen to it on your podcast, the best thing you can do to help us is subscribe to our YouTube. Even if you're watching this on Facebook, the best thing you can do to help us is subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications. The second best thing you can do is go to Apple Podcasts or wherever you leave podcasts and give us a 5-star rating, but leave us a review. It takes about 30 seconds. Leave a good review. It helps with the Apple algorithm. It shoots our stuff up. So that's what we need the most out of everybody out there listening, all our family, friends, whoever is watching this. That's what we need you to do. Next week, programming notes. Next week, we're going to be Monday night, 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. And we have Kyle and huh? What'd you say?
An hour earlier.
Hour earlier because we have somebody.
Thank you. It's good math.
Yeah. So thanks for interrupting for that. How the time zones work. Our guest next week lives in the Eastern time zone. So he asked if he could come on at 8 p.m. Central. But it's Kyle Umlang. And if you guys don't know who that is, find him on Twitter. He is hysterical. So he is a Texas Longhorn super fan, which is really weird for this group. But we're trying to be diverse. We're trying to bring on a different crowd than we normally have. Where we're OU fans. AJ's an OSU fan. But anyway, he is author of 3 books called 101 Aggie Facts Every Texas Longhorn Ought to Know. And every Thursday, he puts some kind of funny fact about Texas A&M. And like I said, give this guy a follow. He's hysterical.
He's good.
As a diehard Sooner, I follow and read everything he puts. He's a great dude. He's also into competitive exercising, so we get along really well. But anyway, so he's going to be on next Monday, 8 p.m. Should be a very, very good interview. I'm excited for that. Especially
what's his Twitter handle?
I'm telling you right now, I've followed this guy on Twitter for a number of years, and his Aggie Fact Thursdays are phenomenal. If you guys haven't seen those, check those out. But we're going to talk Caleb Williams coming back. We're going to talk Superman, over the top, Teddy Lehman. I'm coming in. I'm coming hard. You want to come at me? Let's go.
Should we have Dan Cody on?
I can't wait to have him back on, by the way. I
Dan's
love
gonna be
Dan.
good. We'll get Dan back on. He's pretty busy right now. They're getting into some stuff, but no, I want a
Shame.
Longhorn homer on
That's a
here, and I
shame.
want to go mano a mano with him, and let's see what happens.
What's his Twitter handle, guys?
I don't know off the top of it, but his name's Kyle, Kyle, and
What?
Umlang is his last name, Umlang. It's very easy to find.
That's helpful. That's super
Yeah,
helpful.
well, I mean, search his name. He's everywhere on there. 50-something thousand followers. Super nice guy. Okay, so and then two that we don't.
So I
have
looked it
scheduled-
up real quick. It's just at Kyle Umlang, CYLEUMLANG, and this guy's good. He's really good. Like stats wise, data wise, he is good. So bring it. I mean, I'm bringing the passion. You bring the data, pal, and let's get it on.
It's gonna be a good time. Just pal me, don't you pal me, buddy. And then two guys that we have coming up that we've gotten for sure. I don't think that's spelled right. I think it's Kyle.
He said C. He said C.
I still don't think it's right. I think
Hey,
Vinny can't read.
Hey, KYLE.
You said C.
You said C. Damn it.
It's K. It's Kyle. Okay, and then two guys we have coming up. One of them is a Oklahoma prep star from the McAllister Buffaloes, signed with the University of Oklahoma last year. Eric McCarty. He is confirmed that he's going to come on. We're just trying to work out the schedule and when he's going to come on, hopefully before the season starts. And then if you've ever watched Welcome to Wrexham, it's a TV show. It's on Hulu, on Fox, or on FX. And it's about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. They bought a golf or a soccer team in Wales. And it's a documentary, a 17-episode documentary about the ownership and how that team, first off, it's worth the watch. It's fantastic. Just got renewed for season 2, debuts on September 12th. And we're going to have Sean Winters from that TV show on here. He is a Wrexham super fan. He's in the show the entire time. One of the guys that they picked to be on the show, one of the guys they picked to meet with the owners and just kind of cuss and discuss football, soccer. And I think he's going to be a great addition to the show, just talking about how it's brought in an American crowd to Wrexham and what that's meant to that community, because it has really bolstered that community. So I'm really excited to have him on. Hopefully we can get it worked out here pretty quick. There is going to be a time difference. They're about 7 hours ahead of us. So trying to figure out the schedule is going to be a little tough, but we're going to have them on pretty quickly.
Which is, I mean, it's crazy because, soccer is growing in the United States. I mean, against my will.
I love soccer.
Man, but here's the thing. I mean, it's growing immensely, and there's a huge following there. And I've started the season 1. I've watched the first episode, so I'll be excited to get into that a little bit more, even as he, as we, again, like Chad said, work on some of the things to get him on here. So
I think it's going to be good. And then AJ, you want to go on we're going to start the first week of August. I'll let you talk about our new schedule going forward.
Yeah, so next week is Monday as usual, except we're an hour earlier. And then the following week, just because we're closer to football season, it makes sense for us to switch to a Wednesday schedule. So that gets us clear of all the football games, right? So it gets us in a nice spot to recap the last week that just happened and give us a preview of the week coming up. So that'll be our schedule starting in 2 weeks, and then on through the season. We'll be on every Wednesday night. So
we'll be every Wednesday night.
That's right. So we're going to go off this every 2 week schedule, and we will be on every week at Wednesday, 9 p.m.
All right. Anything else to say before we close this thing out?
That's it, fellas. Oh, just Listener League. Get your applications in.
yeah,
It's gonna be a good time.
shoot us a DM, tweet at us, hit us up on Instagram if you're interested in doing the Listener League. It'll be a blast. We'll have a cool prize package for anyone that beats us. You're not going to beat us, but if you do, great.
You may beat me.
So,
If they beat all three of us, we will kick Stu out and let them in the big league.
There we go.
See, now we're talking soccer,
talking.
relegation and promotion,
That's right.
moving people
That's right.
around.
Stu gets relegated, and the winner of Listener League gets to come up to the big league.
And I'm going to tell you, you want to be a part of this league. It's a lot of fun. So,
a lot of fun.
all right, next week, Kyle Umlang, 8 p.m. Monday night. See you guys then, guys.
All right, guys.
Bye, boys.